All right, let's get right into it. What we're about to go through is a breakdown of a highly sensitive document. This isn't just some theory. This is from case file number 9. We've been given temporary, eyes-only access, and believe me, the stuff in here is, well, it's explosive.
And yeah, that's the warning stamped right on the cover. Doesn't get much clearer than that, does it? The stakes are set from the very first line. Knowing this stuff comes at a price. So what kind of secret is worth killing over? Let's find out.
So, at first glance, the case file seems to start on pretty familiar ground. It looks like a straightforward, high-paying contract to take down a corrupt bank, ARCHON H. The goal seems simple enough, right? Expose the bad guys, get paid. But as you're about to see, nothing about this case is what it seems.
To pull this off, an absolutely elite Black Ops team is put together. I mean, we are talking the best of the best here. Led by Claudia Reid, you've got a specialist for literally every scenario you can think of, from hacking and spying to, well, let's just say the Kilos couple make sure things stay quiet. This isn't a team for simple takedown. This is a team built for war.
And the initial target list? It's a real who's who of corporate and cartel evil. You've got the Regaldos, who are running organ farming ops with cartel money. You have Sean Archon, the heir to the whole dynasty, and Benjamin Sterling, the guy running the bank's money laundering. The crimes are just monstrous, but at this point, the mission seems pretty clear. Find the rot and cut it out.
But here's the thing. Who puts up millions of dollars just to burn an empire to the ground? An operation this clean, this surgical, it needs a sponsor with incredibly deep pockets and an even deeper grudge. And this is where the case takes its first sharp turn into something way more personal.
So get this, the anonymous sponsor is an ARCHON, Mary Beth ARCHON. This isn't some outside attack. This is a civil war, started from inside the family. She's basically using this team like a scalpel to cut a tumor out of her own bloodline.
And her motive? It's laid out right there in the file. She lost 2 sons in the war, and she blames the corrupt, chaotic world that places like ARCHON H Bank help create. So for her, this isn't just about money or power. She is systematically taking down the entire system she thinks is responsible. Like the file says, she's not grieving anymore. She's hunting.
But what Mary Beth's revenge mission uncovers is something so much deeper than just financial crime. As the team digs in, they find that the rot isn't just in the bank spreadsheets. It's biological. The real secret of the Archon family isn't locked away in some vault. It's literally flowing through the veins of the family patriarch, Shane Archon.
The first real clue was this incident that, by all rights, should have been fatal. A totally catastrophic head-on collision. The cab of Shane Archon's truck was crushed like a tin can. There's no way anyone should have survived that.
But he did. He walked away from the wreck. Not a scratch, not a single broken bone. The paramedics at the scene, they had no explanation for it. But as the file makes crystal clear, this wasn't a miracle. It was the first clue to an impossible truth about his body.
And that impossible truth led to this. Dr. Melissa Regaldo, one of the original targets, wasn't just laundering money. Her lab was developing a crazy new tech called ARCHON alloy, a self-healing bioprinted material. And the key ingredient, the catalyst that made the whole thing work, you guessed it, Shane Archon's blood.
And how they tested it? It's just horrifying. That human trafficking pipeline wasn't just for blackmail. It was a supply chain for test subjects. They were grafting this alloy onto trafficked kids, documenting complete scar-free healing in under 3 days. The 3 kids who died, just written off as acceptable losses.
So all of this leads to the ultimate question, right? How is any of this even possible? What makes one man's blood so special that it can power this kind of tech? Well, the answer, according to this case file, is not of this earth. This timeline, it connects over 60 years of secrets. It all starts back in 1961 with a UFO crash out in Nevada. Shane's father, Reginald, is part of the recovery team and secretly snags a vial of the pilot's blood. Years later, he's dying of cancer, so he injects himself. And not only is he cured, he gets younger. His son, Shane, is born a year later, inheriting these insane regenerative abilities. The file even includes some of the declassified details on the crash itself. The craft was a seamless, self-healing disc. The pilot was humanoid, but definitely not human. It had this dark, thick blood. The body and the craft were immediately whisked away for study, but Reginald kept the one thing that mattered most, a sample of, basically, the source code for immortality.
So what is Shane Archon's endgame? I mean, with blood that can grant regeneration and tech that can heal any wound, what's his plan? Well, it's not just about living forever. It's about making sure his legacy does too, in a very, very literal way.
But here's what's truly chilling. It's Shane's motivation. He doesn't think the blood is alien. He believes it's humanity's original, pure form, an ancestral birthright that we lost somewhere along the way. So in his mind, he's not a monster, he's a messiah, restoring humanity to its intended immortal state. He's building, as he sees it, a new Eden.
And how do you go about building this new Eden? By populating it with perfect copies of yourself, of course. The file lays out the whole chillingly cold process. Using standard cloning tech and surrogates from that same human trafficking pipeline, Shane is creating genetic duplicates of himself, children born with his impossible blood.
And this isn't some plan for the distant future. It is happening right now. According to this file, there are nine living clones of Shane ARCHON, all between the ages of 2 and 5. And there are more on the way.
These kids are being raised in this fortified, totally isolated compound down in rural Alabama. Their daily routine includes combat training, advanced education, and something called controlled trauma tests to, confirm their healing abilities. They are being conditioned from the moment they're born to see Shane not just as their father, but as their guide and their God.
Which brings us to the final, terrifying question that this whole case file leaves us with. Shane ARCHON isn't just building a company or a dynasty. He's literally building a new species, an immortal ruling class. And as his dynasty of clones grows, you just have to wonder, what happens to the rest of us?